Doesn't that countdown just get you pumped up?
It sure does. I'm pumped to the max or something
Heck
like
yeah.
that.
Did you have, yeah, there you go. Maybe, I was wondering, you sounded a little different there, Dave.
Yeah, I was ill prepared, guys. Sorry,
It,
I was on the phone with Connor talking about something important that's coming out, and then realized I needed to grab a quick snack before we get started.
were you ill or ill prepared?
Ill prepared.
Oh, shoot.
Do I
Well,
sound better
hello.
now?
You sound about the same. You might have to change it in the settings of your thing there. While Dave is gone, I'll look at the comments here. Hello, David. Miranda. Hello, Allie. Hello, Anne. And there's Allison in the chat. Hello, Pomp. Hello, Arelis, Carolyn, Erica, Waverly. I see Crow of Judas. I see Polly. I don't know if I already said Polly. I'm sorry if I repeat some names here. My brain is not retaining the names I've already said. Hello, Jan. And I apologize if I miss your name because my brain is not retaining the names I've already said. Hello, Pinky. Hello, TT. Hello, Rui. Mary Jane, Christina, Erica. I don't know if I already said that or not. Hunks. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here for this live stream. Your mic might be muted now.
Can you guys hear me?
There you go. There he is.
All right. It only took me 5 minutes to get ready. So,
Hello,
Where
Spang.
is Seg in here?
Not yet. I haven't seen Seg. For those of you that don't know, we're doing this live stream because we had caught wind through the source himself. Seg told us that because, of course, he had asked for the raw footage from the old hospital on College Hill. He said, "I'm going to be doing a video." There he is. There's the side-eye guy.
There he is.
So, and he asked us if we wanted to watch it, and we said no. We want to do a live stream reacting to it because,
yeah, this is make or break between ghost hunters and the debunkers. So, if this video doesn't have the outcome that we wanted, y'all better prepare because there's going to be a war.
my gosh.
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that seems to be the current the attitude of some creators, but
I know.
I will say I absolutely am excited to watch this. We have not seen it.
We
and
haven't.
Just like in our conversations that we've had with Seg behind the scenes, I always tell him I love his sense of humor. Literally, I watch his videos just for the jokes he tells and laugh. It's just amazing. I love his sense of humor. So, and I know Allison and Cag do as well. So,
And so do I.
and so does Dave.
I find Seg to be quite funny. Yeah, there seems to be this war between paranormal content creators and debunkers, and we don't know why. If you can't get along with everybody, then you're probably hiding something. So
That's right. And, you know, we always try our best to debunk our own evidence, which I got a bulb out. Hold on a second. But
oh my gosh.
let me
Now
finish
he's
that
not ready.
point. Well, I know I got my ADD or ADHD kicked in there. What I was going to say is that we always try our best to debunk our own evidence, but in the off chance that we're not able to find an explanation and someone else on YouTube or in the paranormal community or in the debunking community can find an explanation, we're always open and welcome to that. And if they roast us in the process, all the better. Who doesn't love a good roast?
It depends on what type of roast you're talking about, but if you're talking about like a Sunday roast, you can keep it. If you're talking about a pork roast, I do like that. If you're talking about a beef roast, no thanks. If you're talking about a pot roast, no thanks. But
What did I take my head? What happened when I took my headphones off?
You said who doesn't love a roast, and I was going through all the roasts.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
yeah.
I took my headphones off to turn those lights on, and I came back, and all of a sudden, all I heard about was pork roast and beef roast and pot roast, and so,
oh man,
would anyone like to ask us any questions before we jump straight into this?
Here's a good question: Arby's roast beef.
I hadn't had Arby's roast beef in years, and then not last trip, but 2 trips ago or 3 trips ago, I had an Arby's roast beef sandwich for the first time in a long time, and it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah. Fun fact, that Arby's was my first job, and I worked there for quite a while. So,
And is it true? Do they slice their roast beef daily?
yes, they do. They slice it to order, or at least they did when I worked there.
Wow. Question, Ryan, how do you pronounce your last name? How do I pronounce it, or how is it correctly pronounced? Because that's 2 different things, and there's a long story behind that, which comes back to the Americanization of different last names. Because when my dad's generation, so like my dad, my aunts, my uncles were in school, nobody would pronounce the last name correctly, so they Americanized it to the way that it's pronounced by all of like my generation of the family, cousins and stuff. And we say Zacharel, but if you want to go even further back, like to my grandparents' generation, how they pronounced it, it's Zacharel. So fun story there.
Ooh.
Technically correctly pronounced Zacharel, but Americanized, it's Zacharel.
Zacharel? You
right.
choose, y'all. Theg has a question. Do you guys like Indian food? Is it easy to get where you're at in America? There are parts of Indian food that I like. I do not like the taste of whatever the yellow stuff, that spice.
Curry?
Oh, maybe it is curry. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't like the taste of curry, but it just has a bitter taste for me. But where Ryan and I live in America, it is not easy to come by.
No, you have to get closer to the big cities to find it. I did have some pretty good Indian food whenever I lived in Pittsburgh. I used to love the naan bread that came with the meals and everything.
Yeah, that's good. Of course, any type of bread is going to be fantastic, but turmeric, yes, that's it. I do not like turmeric. Something about it is very. It's not to diss anybody or an entire nation. I just don't personally like it.
You don't have to like the taste of it, nor the nation will not be offended. I don't think.
That's true.
That is very true.
Is there anybody from India that's watching this right now? That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy if someone from India was watching this right now.
I know.
But before we get into this, I did want to say this is going to be our live reaction to this video. So stay tuned, guys. Stick around. We are going to be watching it. We just want to make sure we give enough time for people to come in to be here to watch, because sometimes people don't get the notifications immediately.
Yeah. Also, Ryan, I don't know if it's me, but your mic sounds really hot.
Sounds really hot.
Yes. Cats or dogs, says Erica. I am a cat person myself.
Me too. I love cats. I do love dogs as well, but I will say part of the problem with owning a dog is it's a lot more labor intensive. You have to be there to own a dog, and if you aren't at home, you either have to take the dog with you or you have to board the dog. And being that we're hardly ever home because we travel so much for filming, it would be nearly impossible for us to have a dog feasibly, affordably. The dog would be boarded in some sort of kennel or some doggy spa for half of the month. But
yeah, the thing is that dogs require a lot of companionship, and cats very much prefer to be alone a lot of the time. So you can take trips and cats will care for themselves, and dogs very much need somebody. So
absolutely.
But cats are needy, but they can survive on their own.
Very true. Hello, War Orbs. Sorry if I mispronounced. War Orbs. I don't know why I thought that is one singular word, but what are your all's opinions of, speaking of orbs? I mean, Orbs are 100% always ghosts. That's how it works.
Oh, of course. Always. Absolutely.
See something
No
floating on the
matter.
camera across the hallway? Orb.
Yeah. Have you guys? Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Never mind. Okay.
Orbs are almost always dust. Thank you, Erica. Yes, that's one thing that we used to be like, again, as paranormal investigators, you learn. You can't, we didn't come out of the womb, good at debunking things and knowing the natural causes for things.
Speak for yourself.
That's right. Dave came out of the womb with his scientific hat on. So a long time ago, we used to think orbs could sometimes be paranormal, but and there is sometimes, every once in a while, something strange. It's not so much an orb as it is strange, like lights and things that we can't explain. Never talk religion, politics, and orbs. LOL.
That's so true.
It's very true. They're very hot button issues. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much.
Somebody said facts to CAG. I never see CAG in here.
Yeah, I never see CAG's chat in StreamYard either whenever we're looking at it.
No.
Did CAG go and get herself blocked from StreamYard?
Does CAG have a new username? I see Allison, but I don't see anything from CAG. Sorry, CAG, if you're typing, we can't see you.
Hi, Viva.
Oh. I just saw the tail end of it, Viva. I didn't see who it was.
CAG is out.
Okay.
So
okay. That would make sense why we're not seeing it.
It would. So you want to jump into it and start watching, or you want to give it another couple minutes, Dave?
Let's see. We got 212 in here watching. Guys, let's give it 2 more minutes. But within those 2 minutes, we want you guys to hit the like button. It's like right here under the video. Hit that like button and then copy and paste the link that's right up above and share that with all of your friends on social media who you think might or might not like ghosts or debunkers. And then come right back here and then we will get started.
That's right. And our goal today is to have fun, have some laughs, and as a
there
community,
she is. Sorry.
No, that wasn't you. That was an email notification that came through that scared me in my headphones. Why is it that the notifications when you get an email are so much louder than everything else?
I don't know.
Literally made me jump.
I don't know what Seg's talking about, but
probably what I was saying, which I don't remember now what I was saying. But yeah, I mean, we want everyone to get along. That's the biggest thing. We want everyone to get along, work together. The paranormal community as a whole can work together, debunkers and paranormal investigators. As long as everyone is being honest and doesn't have something to hide, then there's no reason to be at each other's necks.
I agree with that. Yeah. Why can't we just all get along? It's 2025, y'all. Set your discrepancies to the side and respect your fellow person.
Right. And if there's something that comes down to a difference of opinion, just say, well, we have a difference of opinion. It's okay. That's what makes the world go round. A difference of opinion is healthy.
Yeah, it is. Not everything has to be an argument. Differences of opinion keep the brain. Well, I don't have any room to speak on brain function, but speaking of respect, real quick, thank you so much, Donna, for the super sticker. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Donna. Miss D. Thank you, Miss D.
Yes.
So it's been 2 minutes. Are we ready?
Yes, I'm ready if you guys are ready.
Let's add it to the stage and let's go ahead and let me know if you guys can hear this.
Look at that face.
Hey,
is that going to copyright
us?
us?
Not so long ago now, I covered a couple of ghost hunting channels that I actually liked.
Yes, Seg, don't copyright us.
Really?
I know, right? I'm not all about the drama and hate, despite what others might
Hold on,
think.
wait.
Every
Pause
now and
it.
then, I enjoy making videos about...
Paused.
What's that? Go down a little bit, Ryan. What haven't you done?
Oh, well, I'm on the Paranormal Quest Extras channel, which I've not. I never get on this channel until we start live streaming. So there we go. Like, although again, to be fair, I haven't watched this, so I can't like something I haven't watched.
Go to the left. What else haven't you done?
Oh, subscribed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, make sure you guys do that right there. Make sure you go over to Seg's channel. If you haven't watched his video, make sure you go over and you watch this uninterrupted from him. Hit that like button and leave him a comment down below his video. And I know, I'm sorry, Seg. This is our secondary channel, so I'm never on here, so that's probably why.
All right, I'll stop interrupting now.
Yes, let me go back.
It's also a little bit loud.
Really? I know, right? I'm not all about the drama and hate, despite what others might think. Every now and then, I enjoy making videos about channels who I think do ghost hunting the right way.
I mean, that is an oxymoron.
So, with that being said, today I'll be watching Paranormal Quest. Recently, they uploaded an investigation with Team Myuu exploring with Josh, Dawson Tola, and
Oh my God.
Paranormal Quest crowd favorite, Jason. For this
That's right.
investigation, they're revisiting an old abandoned hospital in West Virginia. It's a pretty long video, and there's one section in particular that I'd like to cover, involving another door. I know, I really would like to stay away from ghostly doors for a while, but here we are. Please go watch Paranormal Quest's original video and Dawson Tola's while you're at it. So, let's get stuck in.
Thank you, Mary Jane.
Thank you.
Do you remember this part right here?
Surprisingly, I don't remember many things, but I do remember this because we had a cat ball down there in that window and it went off. And supposedly that's where the gentleman went running down this hallway and jumped out the window.
Damn, I don't like cat balls either, but that's a bit of an extreme reaction. Oh yeah, just because I'm covering a channel I like doesn't mean I'm going to lighten up on the jokes.
Oh, just fell it. Cat ball. Look. Wow. Holy shit. Got it. Dude, I felt something rush right by me. Look at my arms.
That's crazy.
That inmate.
Straight in.
Yeah.
It did, yeah. Oh my God, you got goosebumps like crazy.
I can feel it now. Getting chills.
Yeah,
The whole area is charged right now.
you felt it rush right by you, and then that cat ball in the window down there.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny? Not to be like a little interruption here, but isn't it funny? Like listening to my voice talking back in 2021, just the difference in how the voice sounds. It could be a difference in microphone, but I just found that really funny. Listening to myself talk, it kind of made me cringe there.
It does sound a little bit more 10-ish.
That's right. Sounds like juvenile.
Yeah.
Is that the window that he jumped from?
Yes. Yeah. This is pediatric. That's the
where
third.
he jumped.
I'm jumping out a window.
Obviously, we know that cat balls are controversial.
Pineapple on pizza is controversial. Cat balls detecting ghosts is bollocks.
To me, it's very conclusive again, because, you know, as long as it had been there and just the timing of that, if that was coincidence, there's still yet something to be said about that, I feel. What's the chance?
You know what just about every single person has experienced at some point in their life? A coincidence. You know what's far less likely for people to experience? A ghost.
Did you hear it again?
True.
I'm not crazy.
Are you sure about that?
Did you guys happen to see a fly or something? Because something like straight up like my earlobe, like
If it was a
touched
fly,
it.
I mean, it's a pretty strong fly because
Right.
it's so cold in here.
It's below freezing in here. I don't think insects are even going to be flying around in here in these temperatures.
Can these guys wear a fucking coat? Below freezing and they're just in hoodies? How heavy are American hoodies?
So can be pretty heavy. I will say I have a few hoodies that are warmer, actually warmer than that coat that I'm wearing there. And I cannot stand when I have to wear that heavy winter coat. I can't wait for it to get warm again, because the problem with heavy winter coats is every time you move, you're like making some sort of noise. And that one is made of leather on the outside, so it's like every time I move my arms, it like squeaks. So you have to
very squeaky.
stand perfectly still. It is fur lined on the inside, which makes it nice, but I am so ready for it not to be below freezing, and we can actually not have to worry about dressing like Eskimos with 12 layers underneath everything.
Yeah, it's and I will just say that I can't stand wearing layers of clothes. So I would rather freeze than wear multiple layers of clothes, or to be bothered with putting on and off a heavier jacket. I don't have enough time for that. I'd rather suffer.
And I think Jason's coat was even more noisy than my coat that night. I about had a coronary, a conniption fit editing this, because the number of times I would have to cut out people's microphones when they moved, like Jason's microphone, his coat was almost like windbreaker material. So going through every session meticulously, every time someone moved and the microphone made the slightest bit of noise, just cutting that out. Oh my gosh. By the end of that week of editing, I was ready to never hear another coat rustle again in my life.
I bet.
Yeah, it's probably pretty warm there.
Where exactly is this
Oh, this is it.
body cooler?
Yeah, because
there it is.
There's 2 doors.
There's an actual body cooler back here that they have actually said we can lay in if we want to.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
I will say it's better than some of the stories of these places where they'll just throw them in like the fridge with the food.
Is that what we ate?
One of the creepiest parts of the
I
hospital,
love Tim
especially
Curry.
when it gets dark down here. When it gets dark down here in the basement, it's like can't even see your hand in front of your face dark down here in this basement when you turn the lights off.
You all right with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard an OG's under.
Well, I was picturing it. I
Oh
was just sitting there thinking just nothing.
You can't see me! I'm not sure why I'm using so many John Cena memes on Dawson this early in the video either.
I mean, you have to think about the number of people that have passed away.
He did
in
do
this
it. He
hospital,
did
the
do
number of
it.
People that
He
took
did it.
their final breaths here, and the number of people that took their first breaths here. You know, the energy of a hospital is so unique, and it's not just the spirits of those who died here. While you do get a lot of that, but you also have the cycle of life and death. All of that happening in one singular place, a hub of a community where people go to be born, people go when they're sick, people go when they die.
That's a good one.
It's a
And
revolving door.
yeah,
I was going to be childish and add a fart in here, but this is actually quite a poetic thought, and I really didn't want to be the guy to cheapen it.
Oh
Fuck
my
it.
God.
you guys ready?
That was a good
I'm
one.
ready.
Good
Yeah,
fart.
there's-
Yeah.
The emotion alone in these places, there's sadness, joy, anger, etc. I mean, regardless of people dying, being born here, etc.
etc.
That just it adds so much to a place when, you know, certain people love this place, certain people hate this place.
Oh, will you shut the fuck up?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard something.
A voice or like a whoa.
Yeah, I heard a woo.
Yeah, yeah.
Love this place. Certain people hate this place. You know?
Oh, will you shut the fuck up?
Oh yeah. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, we heard something.
This is a pretty long video, so I didn't want to pick apart every single little bit, but I did want to stop the video here just to comment how I appreciate these guys are all round generally being very honest. As I'm watching the video, I'm getting a solid impression that these guys are being very truthful to their viewers.
Well, you ready to get started?
Let's do it. Let's set up some cameras throughout the old hospital on College Hill. Leave them alone while no one's in the building. We're going to go eat dinner. See what these cameras pick up on when no one's here.
So here we get to the reason why I want to make this video on Paranormal Quest in the first place. While the guys are out having dinner, the door closes by itself. Spooky. The guys notice as soon as they get back into the abandoned building, and thankfully, one of the cameras is set up right in front of this door. Paranormal Quest were good enough to send me the raw footage of this capture. But before we analyze that footage, let's see everyone's reaction when they got back from their lovely meal to discover the door is in fact now closed.
So are you serious?
And plus, the mouse could have probably fit below it.
You would have to move it a very significant amount to go that close.
I love Jason's response. A mouse could probably fit below that.
A mouse probably could have fit right below that.
Probably. It's got some clearance.
If that just happened on camera, that might be one of the craziest things we've caught on abandonment. Yeah. That is crazy. Let's go back to base camp and watch this footage back and see if we can see when it closes. All right, so we're officially back here at the base camp. So if that's the truth and the door wasn't shut, then at some point on this footage, the door pushes closed.
8 degrees outside.
And we left, and the door, notice we left, the door is open.
Not moved at all.
No, we left, and that door is open.
Man.
Jason's accent is Southern West Virginian.
Yes. It's a very specific dialect.
Yeah, West Virginia is one of those states that depend. I mean, I guess it's like that in most states in the United States, to where like no matter where you come from within that state has a different dialect of speaking. But West Virginia, like my accent is more Northern West Virginian. Dave is like Central West Virginian, and then you get Jason, which is Southern West Virginian. And then if you go even further south than Jason, it gets even more heavy. We'll say thick. So.
Look how happy they are. Look at the joy, the pride, the sense of accomplishment in their faces. Let's soak it in. Let's really focus on how excited they all are in this moment.
Whoa, guys.
Oh my God.
What? Wow, man. I've had objects move before. I've never caught it on camera, like that clear, that undeniable, where like, you know, especially nobody is in this building. The doors are locked. It just,
I cannot wait to listen to that audio back.
Yeah.
And find out if the audio captured anything at the moment that happened. My mind is absolutely blown right now. I can't believe that. It's the craziest thing I think we've captured in years. God.
That is crazy.
That's right.
Wow.
The excitement was real.
As much as I'm being a dick right now and laughing at these guys, dick. Because spoiler alert, shockingly, there is a logical explanation on how the door closed.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Which we'll get into in a little while. But for now, I really do want to highlight on the joy in their faces, on the rush of endorphins and buzz they're all feeling that they have captured something. Because I'm also going to elaborate on this a little later in the video. Paranormal Quest then put this footage on a laptop to check if they could hear anything. Now, in all seriousness, the fellas could have said that their audio went down and alluded to the reason of this being for paranormal reasons, or they could have overlaid something, or they could have even claimed that the mic was too far away to pick anything else up. But instead, they were honest with their viewers and included everything in their video. I'm going to show you what was picked up in the raw footage, and it's exactly the same what they put in their video and uploaded to YouTube. A huge gust of wind can clearly be heard at the exact moment the door closes. In over the 2-hour raw footage that I received, I would say this is the loudest the wind actually got. All 4 of the guys made the effort to show the whole process of the debunk in their video on why they believe the door closed naturally.
This is going to be our first time watching this on the laptop. It's dumped. It's on there. This is going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what this looks like. And there it is.
But how? How though?
The disappointment.
I don't understand how.
Because
the windows are closed.
Why did it do it 40 minutes after with that much wind?
Right. I mean,
that wind in particular there, that was much louder.
Sounded like a jet
any
engine.
other wind that we had heard previously.
It did sound like a jet engine. It was crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. That's that cold front blowing in. That
To me, listening to that wind, when that happens, there's no doubt in my mind that I think the wind picked up strongly enough to make a vacuum to pull that shut.
Sadly.
Disappointing, but also...
I said but. Disappointing, but I will say that I saw Viva said something about riding the wave, and that was the whole idea behind the edit and why I wanted to put it together that way, is because I wanted everyone else to get just as excited like we did in the moment. It was like, riding that wave of the excitement, the endorphins. Oh my God, this is crazy. Look, the door shut. And then that disappointing, bombshell of, oh, it was just the wind actually. And because at least, even though we didn't capture incredible paranormal evidence of a door closing by itself, we were able to present people with something that at least made them feel the same emotions that we felt while we were there, give them a video that they would feel at least a little bit of what we were feeling in that moment. So, and from the comments on that video, the episode of the College Hill Hospital, there's definitely some strong emotions around that. There were some people that were absolutely furious that we debunked that and didn't think that it was paranormal, even though you can clearly hear the wind was as loud as it was.
Yeah. So it's like, at what point, did debunking become a bad thing? When you debunk yourself and people get mad because you debunked something, when did that become a thing?
Right.
When did honesty become a bad thing?
Right, because we saw that very clearly too in the most recent episode that we uploaded last week when the doll fell over. We set the doll back up after we watched the footage to make sure we captured it, and we tried to stomp around the doll to see if she would fall over. The doll would fall over again. And there were so many comments of people saying, why are you doing that? Why are you stomping around the doll? You just wasted all the time of communication that someone could be there to speak to you. And it's like, well, if the doll fell over because of something natural, there's no one there to speak to anyway. In this moment, we captured something that we think is interesting, at least. We should try and see if we can recreate it or find a natural explanation for it, so we know in the moment whether the footage is paranormal or whether it's just another instance of vibrations knocking the doll off. So, but anyway,
thank you very much for the super chat. Much appreciated.
Yes, thank you, Crow. Let's keep going.
Just goes to show you can get excited, but that doesn't always mean that it's paranormal. After watching this back and hearing it on these speakers, hearing how strongly the wind was blowing, there's no doubt in my mind that the wind picked up so strongly that it blew that door shut. This is, after all of that excitement, this footage is debunked.
That's right. The debunked stamp.
So, the reason I wanted to show the fella's been all excited a little while back wasn't just because I'm a miserable bastard who wants everyone else to be as miserable as me. No, that's just a bonus. It's because I remember saying this when I made my video while I was at the Conjuring House, when something weird happened with us, but we were able to explain it a bit later, rationally. But this does lead me on to a very interesting part of ghost hunting, the psychology behind it. Because I really wanted this to be paranormal. And I could actually feel this wanting of paranormal activity clouding my rational judgment. And I really do think this is a very dangerous thing to fall into. I've watched so many of these ghost hunting videos now that I think some of them don't in fact fake their paranormal encounters. They just get so swept away with what they think they have captured that they do not think of a more rational explanation, because that want and need for it to be paranormal is really intoxicating. And I can honestly say that I have now felt this firsthand. This was one of the most interesting parts about going to the Conjuring House. When this happened, I so desperately wanted it to be paranormal. So Paranormal Quest, Dawson, and Jason would have all been feeling this crazy high after capturing what they believed could have been paranormal
Thank
activity.
you so much,
but for
Shelley.
all to be debunked there on the spot.
Thank
and
you,
to be
Shelley.
completely honest with their viewers to show this whole process of that journey they took, I think really should be commended. Yes, there was a lot of disappointment. I'm sure their audience are just as disappointed as Paranormal Quest themselves, but it shows real honesty and real integrity to do this. from all 4 of them. I could name over a dozen channels who would never do anything like this.
Do
Paranormal
it.
Quests are a
Do
great
it.
example of being a successful ghost hunting channel on YouTube without resorting to bullshit faking tactics. Anyway, enough about this windy door. Let's watch the rest of the investigation.
Before we move on, that was a very good point, Seg. I definitely agree with that. And sometimes I think it's excitement. Other times I think that it's fear. Some people that investigate the paranormal get so caught up in being afraid of what's happening, they forget to think about if there is a possible explanation. They get so worked up and so scared about what it is they just heard or what happened. Their brain doesn't want to think. Their lizard brain kicks in and they don't want to think logically about what just happened. So it is definitely a phenomenon that I think it comes with time, maybe. So hold on one second.
Holy crap.
Thank you, Robert. Much appreciated. Yes, it was a
Thank you.
very disappointing, but that was the fun of it. It was a fun process to debunk it. Thank you, Belfast Crafty. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you so much, Cag. Thank you.
Cag. Y'all
And
are too awesome.
You guys are. If you're wondering why we say Nick like that, we say Nick. It's there was an interview. We also like true crime and we like to watch true crime stuff. And there was an interview right before Eileen Wuornos was executed. Like it was like the day before her execution that she did, and there was a journalist that she was working with to make a documentary, and he had released that documentary, but she was yelling at him because he was asking her questions that she didn't deem was actually important, and that was the way she yelled at him. She's like, "You're lost, Nick." So
You're lost, Nick.
So if you hear us say Nick like that, that's what we're referencing. Whoops. Thank you so much, Tina.
Tina, thank you very much. Much appreciated.
But yeah, I think that is something that's like it comes with time to where you don't get as excited when something like that happens. It's like muscle memory almost. It's like, okay, something crazy just happened. You can get excited, but time to calm down and think about this logically as much as you can.
Down here in the basement or in the morgue cafeteria area. It's me, Ryan,
Thank
Jason,
you so
and
much.
our friend Dawson here.
Thank you guys very much.
Subscribe to his channel.
Yeah, we just did a session out there where the REM pod is going off and further down the hallway for Dawson's channel. So if you want to see that, head on over to his YouTube channel. That's DAWSONTOLLER.
Yeah, go check Dawson out. I've been on a couple investigations with him as well. We disagree on just about everything, but he's a good egg. I mean, he's a cracked egg. A good cracked egg, I suppose.
Fucking idiot.
Can you try touching that rocking horse just one more time, the red light that's on it, so I know that was you? It won't hurt you. We'll look away so you can do it without us looking at you.
Finally, some privacy.
Well, that's fine. It's there for you. That's your toy. We put it there. We brought it here for you, so if you want to play with that toy, you can play with that toy.
These ghosts are so rude. I mean, we talk and talk and talk to them, and they just ignore us, like, all the time. Yes.
Thank you, John.
All the time.
Back behind Dawson there on the chair, you can sit down in that chair.
Yes, thank you,
lights
John.
That will light up. You can use that to let us know you're here, or you can touch the candle if you don't want the candle on back here. It'll extinguish. Or you can touch these purple lights, and it's cool because if you move down the string of purple lights, it'll change colors.
Which one of these things that we set up as your favorite, can you try and touch it to show us?
I don't trust machines.
If we haven't met before, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is
Good old.
Okay, that's the last shit John Cena joke at Dawson's expense. Promise.
But I was going to say, I know it's cold tonight, and because of that, we're probably not going to be here as long as we normally would tonight.
Oh, sissy.
That goes for those watching too, just to let everyone know out there. We are braving a polar vortex for you all. It is going to drop down. When we started this investigation earlier this afternoon, it's like 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and currently it is heading down into the single digits, meaning in Celsius it's like minus 15 to minus 20.
Okay, to be fair, that is stupidly cold. That's colder than my grandmother's stare when I microwave her tea. I mean, come on, Nan, you haven't touched the tea in over an hour. Yeah, I'm just going to put it in the microwave and reheat it. I'm not made of tea bags.
I've never seen this candle in action.
I tell you what, if you'd like pancakes for dinner, can you turn off that candle?
With all due respect, what the fuck are you talking about?
To make something real fancy for dinner. How about that?
I bet they eat a lot of ghost chilies. Thank you, thank you. I'll show myself out.
You suck! If you're here with us, can you walk up to that red light I just sat down on the table and tell us what you would love to have for dinner tonight?
I haven't eaten in over 50 years. You insensitive prick.
Yeah, if you can hear that locomotive, that train out there.
Oh my gosh.
Can you step real close to that green light along the wall?
I honestly thought Jason was going to ask the ghost to step in front of the moving train.
We're going to give it another.
Fun fact for those that don't know, Jason loves trains. Jason is obsessed with trains. When he was younger, like late teenage, early 20s, he worked at a railroad, like a Southern West Virginia tourism railroad called Cass Scenic Railroad. And he would be one of the tour guides that would ride on the steam engines up the mountain to what they called Bald Knob, the top of the mountain, and speak over the microphone and tell people about the history of the railroad and all that stuff. But Jason, if you hear a train whistle way off in the distance, you can be like, Jason, what kind of what kind of a train whistle is that? And he'll be like, oh, that's a 2 chime. That's a 3 chime. Like, he has that ear for it.
He does. It's funny.
And it's the same thing with police sirens too. So when we hear a police siren or an ambulance, we're like, Jason, what type of siren is that? And he's like, oh, that's this particular brand of siren, and it's this model, and
it's like a Wayland 42 3.5 1.2 version.
That's right.
Another 15 minutes maybe at most, and then we're going to have to go get warm because it is cold, 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 cold.
So I'm cutting a lot out of this. Even though these guys are so cold, the duration of this video is 1 hour and 41 minutes. So the fellas really did suffer through the cold. Throughout the video, they hear noises and the devices go off, potential whispers, all that good stuff. The gang very much come across as being very honest about what they hear and what they don't hear. Sometimes one pair will hear something and the other pair will not.
Erica,
it doesn't come across
you.
that anyone feels pressured to give an answer to make out this paranormal activity when they in fact didn't hear anything. And for me, this makes the whole video far more interesting than any of the fake crap out there. Because if they do hear anything, you can rule out fakery. These guys are trustworthy to rule out fakery. So whatever they do hear, whether it's paranormal or not, is real.
So, Dawson, we've had this theory over the years.
Oh, my beardo.
That if you just like talk amongst yourselves like we're doing now and kind of ignore what we're actually supposed to be doing.
It scared the shit out of me.
Me too.
I was like, holy.
If we talk amongst ourselves and kind of ignore our surroundings, then things start to happen. That's always been something that's worked for us. I don't know why.
I like this theory. I'd just bring my Nintendo Switch and forget about all the silly ghost stuff. Not sure that would make the most exciting paranormal investigating YouTube video, though.
And what it is, it's an auditory illusion, and it has an ascending and descending tone, which when combined makes for a very, let's say, I saw a roller coaster of a sound wave.
Yeah.
So.
And Dawson, some people do get affected by this sound. So if it bothers you, just let us know.
Just let us know, and we can give you a big, tall glass of toughen the fuck up.
The idea I always had behind it to try this in the first place is just thinking, because it is such a kind of an offensive noise, and disorienting noise if perhaps it transfers over in the spirits, in the spirit world.
Must be why Mackie and Amanda get so much activity every time they open their fucking mouths.
If there is anyone down here that can hear this sound, could you move closer towards it, please?
Oh God.
Feel the vibrations of the
I felt
audio
on that one.
frequencies.
That's right.
Can you hear that? Can you feel that?
No.
Can you touch that red light if you'll be my friend?
You don't have any friends.
True.
It's interesting to think about. What?
That was me. What was that, though?
The whistle?
Yeah.
What was that?
It was almost like it was mimicking that stupid shepherd's thing.
That'll be on our
Oh, I got
TikTok,
cold
Beardo.
Where did that come from, man?
No
what
way.
was that? That almost sounded
Hey,
like
Connor.
I mean, to me, it kind of was like,
Sounded like the wind blowing through the building to me, but to be fair, I wasn't actually there. I can only hear what the mic picked up, and I've done enough of these paranormal investigations to know that whatever the mic picks up isn't quite the same as what your ears hear when you're there in person.
Oh, my freaking ears!
was that you? Will you be my friend?
Coming across a little desperate here, Dave.
I'm wearing gloves and I can't feel my fingers. So
My right hand has been holding this camera almost the whole time we've been down here, and I feel like if I pry it away, it's gonna be stuck in this position. I'm like not even trying to exaggerate. Like I actually feel like once I take the camera out of my hand's gonna be stuck. Like.
So I tell you what, do you guys want to pack this stuff up, go warm up for a couple minutes, and then we can all split up? Dawson, you can do a session for your channel, and then, we can split up between the three of us, either in a group of 2 and a group of 1, and try and cover as much of this hospital as we can.
There's another 30 minutes left in this video, but I'm going to leave it here and encourage you all to go check out Paranormal Quest Investigation and the solo efforts between the fellas. Just
Hold on one second before we finish this off. I wanted to say, make sure that everyone goes over and watches this video for themselves. I know we just watched it here, but go over and watch it on the Side Eye Guys channel, and make sure you hit the like button for him, and make sure you leave him a comment down below. And I do agree with your take on that whistling sound. It is possible that it was the wind blowing through the building or something, and that's why whenever we hear something like that, I don't say ghostly whistle or anything like that. I put unexplained, because to us, it's unexplained in the moment. Later on, we might find an explanation for it, but we never tag anything as being paranormal when we hear it like that in the moment, because there's no way for us to know what caused that sound. It could have been an animal right outside because you're on the basement, but right at ground level, right up about 6 to 8 feet up is ground level. So there could be an animal right out there making noise. It's hard to tell. But yeah, it's very possible that there was something outside that made that noise, or it was the wind. So, but yeah, definitely agree with that. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much.
Just please go show all these guys some love. I understand that hate watching some of the fake paranormal channels can be fun and all, but we've also got to show some love to the channels that are honest with their investigations, because they do seem to be few and far between these days on YouTube. So, if you enjoyed this reaction, please like the video and subscribe to the Side Eye Guy channel. Right, I'm off to find a video that doesn't involve a ghostly bloody door, because I'm over all things doors. Thank you very much. Cheerio.
Next, we'll find a window for you there, Seg, that'll open. Thank you so much for that. That was a lot of fun to watch, Seg. Awesome video. And yeah, make sure you guys go over and subscribe to the Side Eye Guy. And if you would like to watch more videos like that and laugh, and it's no secret that Seg does not believe in the paranormal. He doesn't believe in ghosts. But again, that's just a difference of opinion. Sometimes we're flopping back and forth on whether or not we believe in ghosts either, and that paranormal activity could have a different cause that is more scientific than... You okay over there, Dave?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just sound like your microphone scraped across the desk.
Oh, no, I was lowering my desk.
Oh. Could have some sort of more scientific explanation, whether it be like dimensions or strange things like that, time, energy, that sort of thing. So, but yes, again, thank you so much to the Side Eye Guy. That was a lot of fun to watch. And yeah, maybe next time we'll catch a window or something a little bit. Give you a little bit of variation of your architectural openings and closings.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh. He wants to believe in the paranormal.
He does want to. What is this that I'm seeing? Farting bear. Farting bear. Did I miss a farting bear? Did you take a farting bear to the ancient Ram Inn?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I think that it's a shame that most channels just can't appreciate the debunking channels trying to keep everybody honest and legitimate and set on the right path to bring people honest and real videos. If you're going to be making videos just for like the entertainment value of it, you should preface that within like the first 10 seconds of your video. Have a disclaimer in the beginning, or have a disclaimer in your video description or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey guys, we're just here to get scared. We're not here to capture real paranormal evidence or something like that, you know? Thank you so much, Teresa.
Thank you, Teresa.
And
ooh.
Go ahead. You were in the middle of your thought. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say, like, it's crazy because for some reason, fake paranormal videos are becoming a trend. Well, they have been a trend, but it's becoming a trend for all of these new content creators to come on and copy literally like frame per frame of what other channels are doing. They steal their titles, they steal their thumbnail styles, they steal their segment titles, they steal the filming style, the screaming style, they literally copy it for exactly what somebody else is doing, and it's all literally the same thing over and over and over, of just honestly a bunch of spoiled brats just running through haunted locations pretending like they're being scared for views. And that's got to end at some point, right? Like, why is that a thing that the viewers of these channels are letting happen? I don't get that.
I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. But the thing about paranormal activity and the actual paranormal evidence that we enjoy and we've loved from since the beginning is, yeah, we've been wrong about some things in the past because we were young and we were new to the paranormal way back. And when we started 15 years ago, there's a lot of stuff we watch now and we cringe, you know, like the last live stream we did, we watched our first investigation for Paranormal Quest ever. And we were very excited to review the footage and find a dog hair floating in front of the camera. You know, it's like, and there's, you got to learn, but when it comes down to it, is it's like, we all can work together as paranormal investigators, people who are interested in the paranormal, to try and find real activity. And if someone has an explanation for something that you can't think of, then that's a great thing, because that means you can exclude that from the possible list of things that you've captured that are paranormal and include the things that you still think might be unexplained and still need explanations put to them. So that's the most fascinating part of it for us. Sure, the equipment that we use, there's a lot of things that we use that a lot of other people, a lot of the debunkers probably don't like. So, you know, Beardo in the chat here would probably have a stroke if he saw the number of REM pods that we put out sometimes. So, but we don't necessarily believe that a REM pod going off is paranormal either, but it could give us an idea of where we need to go. If something does touch the REM pod, then we can go in that direction and see if we can capture something that is a little bit more reliably paranormal. You know, same thing with our EMF tripwire, EMF candle. If something interacts with those devices, we can say, okay, That may not be paranormal, but maybe if we go over there by it, we can capture something that is paranormal.
Yeah, it's all part of the research. Like, nobody knows anything about any of this 100%. So like saying one thing works over the other or one thing doesn't work over the other takes takes away from the research aspect of it to me.
Yeah. I love that, Erica. The adult toys from the hotel episode. The Rhodes Hotel, when I was trying to say, like, can you touch those toys? And I was like, oh, there might be adults here. So I can say, oh, they're adult toys. And then I immediately regretted that sentence. But yeah, does anyone have any questions for us in the comments or in the chat? Anything that you might be interested in knowing? Anything that you might want our thoughts on? And you won't even have to pay us a penny for them either.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's
I
right.
don't
That's
even know what that means.
That's not all I said that night. There were a lot of things that came out of my mouth that night that I was regretful after they came out of my mouth because I was so delirious. I don't know. Maybe. Oh. I keep clicking on the wrong comments again. Perhaps we still have yet to set up and try and do some investigating with the doll, with Miss Molly, to see if she is. Could have been, again, a coincidence that she fell down in that moment, and we can't say that that's proof that she's haunted either. But if more stuff happens, we'll definitely keep you all apprised, and we might release a video of us doing an investigation of the doll to see if we did, in fact, make a haunted doll. Or maybe she's not haunted. Right, Dave?
I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, I was reading comments.
Oh. That happens. I'm sorry, I'm missing a lot of these comments because it stopped scrolling down.
Whoops.
Thank you, Seg. Have a good morning. Is it it's probably morning there. Have a good morning.
See you later, Seg. Thanks for the video.
Yes, thank you for the video.
See how easy that was, other channels? Sorry, I'll stop you guys. I'm sorry.
Dave's on a tear right now.
I really, yeah. Yeah. I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Do you
We
guys
don't need to start any drama?
Dave, do you do any fishing?
No.
Your dad
No.
fishes.
My dad does a lot of fishing. I don't have the attention span to go fishing. I'd end up like picking up all the sticks around the lake, or I'd end up bringing a rake to rake up all the leaves, or I'd stack up a bunch of rocks and knock them over or something, and I can't do it.
Yeah, it's a patient person's. I mean, I guess even if you're like with ghost hunting or paranormal investigating, it can get boring very easily most of the time. But at least then you can sit and think about the history of the place that you're in and ponder like, oh my gosh, something crazy happened here or there, or, you know, if you're in an asylum or a hospital or a prison, someplace cool. Just doesn't do it for me. I don't go fishing either. I used to go fishing when I was a kid because I was a Boy Scout, but you can only catch so many bluegill in your life before you get tired of catching bluegill.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
I guess the same could be said about ghost hunting.
That's true. Very true. Bye, Marlene.
Bye, Marlene.
Speaking of Miss Molly, do you guys do some kind of follow-up observation or testing after each investigation to take her on to monitor if she's still unhaunted? Not every investigation, and in fact, I don't think we've done any monitoring other than the fact that we've just pay attention to what happens in the house because we keep her in the house that Miranda and I live in. And if more activity picks up, then maybe we should test her. I don't know. We haven't really had that much of a spike in paranormal activity, although we've had a spike in bad luck. Does that count?
I don't know.
Ooh, listen to that.
Curse.
Listen to that wind. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah, it's storming out over here.
So if we happen to lose power, if the live stream suddenly just disappears, guys, it's because it's storming.
It's storming.
So what are your adult toy of choice for spooky hotels? Ooh, that is a good question.
I feel like this is a trick question.
There's no wrong answer.
There is no wrong answer. I'll let you answer first, Ryan.
Oh gosh, I've really been. Well, this is just more recent. We didn't even have it for the hotel because Connor was using it over at the Asher Walton before we even bought ours. But I've really been interested in testing out that tracer wire recently.
Yeah,
the activity that we had with that tracer wire, being that it's not something like a REM pod or not like an EMF detector, it utilizes LiDAR to detect depth on the wire when you stand at a certain point, and it lights up and will detect motion through that. Is very fascinating to me. So we just have to be careful.
Pretty cool.
Probably have to be careful here as it gets closer to the summer months with bugs and make sure there's no bugs present setting it off. But
oh, trust me, I'll make sure.
Luckily, we have the most effective bug detection device ever born, and his name is Dave Gear.
That's right.
I was going to say ever created, and I was like, no, that's not right. Ever born.
True. Based on your... we've done a lot of revisits. We don't really have an issue going back to places that we've been and doing episodes because you never know what can change and when.
Yeah. Maybe a past investigation was either active or not active or completely silent or, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of places that we have revisited. Early on, we didn't really do very much that we haven't revisited simply because starting out, we had no funds. The channel was all the money that we used to sustain the channel or go and film the videos, hire out locations to investigate. All of that came out of our own pockets that we had to earn through our jobs that we worked at, so we didn't have the ability to go further away. So a lot of them were close to home. And because of that, we've revisited them since then. One that I'd be interested to go back to, and I don't know if we ever could get back into, is the mansion in Clarksburg, the
Maxwell?
The Maxwell mansion.
Yeah, I have tried a couple of times. The new owner is a bit... What's a nice word? Unreliable.
Yes, not really as interested in the paranormal, so therefore not as interested in replying to.
Yeah. CAG, to be honest, the one that we got, I went to plug it in for the first time and the charging port snapped out of it and I had to hot glue the charging port back together. So I'm going to go ahead and say no, probably not.
Yeah, that was the problem. I mean, luckily it was something simple as much as just hot gluing the charging port back in place, but it's kind of disappointing you spend money like that on something from a company as big as Ghost Stop, and they...
Yeah, that's what the debunkers need to do some videos on, is calling out these equipment creators that are charging buku dollars for cheap Temu crap. Was that too far?
Cheap Temu crap.
It's just so cheaply built.
Mm-hmm.
Will you guys ever? What?
I was gonna say pay hundreds of dollars for it, and it lasts 2 investigations.
Yeah. Will you guys ever get to the UK? Excuse me. And where are we going? We would love to go to the UK. Maybe one day when YouTube stops suppressing our channel and shows us to an audience again, because it's very expensive to fly over there, and the locations are hard to find and are getting more expensive from what I've heard. So
yeah, but maybe it's, I don't know about this year because we already have a packed year this year with big trips that we have planned that we probably couldn't afford to fly to the UK this year, but maybe next year would be a good option. So 2026 might be something to plan for, that we actually finally get to go to the UK. Maybe. So.
What are the big plans for this year, Ryan?
Well, here in a couple weeks, right? Weeks,
yeah.
Yeah, here in a couple weeks, we're going to be going out again to Nevada. We're going to be hitting up some more locations that we missed out near Reno, and doing one that we did before, and meeting up with a couple of people out there in Nevada to do some fun investigations. And then after that, we're going to be coming back to the East Coast, and we're going to be meeting up with these ladies from Australia.
Oh, boy.
And then after that, we're going to be having a couple of summertime events, and then there's possible talks of other things happening that I don't want to disclose that might be international by the end of the year.
Exciting.
That's right. I can't talk about anything till it's set in stone, but
can't divulge any more information.
Can't do it. Oh.
Sorry.
You all know who they might be, those ladies from Australia that we'll be meeting up with in the springtime. You all know who they are.
Yeah. They're coming to our free subscriber meetup event.
That's right. And if you haven't heard about that, I was going to say, if you haven't heard about that, tell them about it, Dave.
I was going to say, which if you haven't heard about that, tell them about it, Ryan.
May 17th of 2025 at the Greene County Historical Society Museum, formerly the Greene County Poor Farm, we have an event that is going to be free for people to come and take part in. We wanted to have something where those that follow the channel and support the channel can come out and hang out with us if they're able to make it, and we didn't want to charge a huge entrance fee that would make it unattainable for people. We wanted people, if they could make the trip out, to be able to just come on in and hang out with us. So that's what we're doing at the Greene County Poor Farm from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Come and hang out with us at the Greene County Historical Society Museum, also known as the Greene County Poor Farm. May 17th of 2025 in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
To be on, Nick asked a question here. Bentonville School, the photo that someone took of the shadow type figure, were you able to debunk it, or how? I know you tried to recreate it. We did try and recreate it in the moment. We had an investigation of our own the next day. So because that was captured by someone else, we really didn't get an exorbitant amount of time to look into it. Some people said that it looked like it could have been part of her hood, which I haven't really looked at it that closely to be able to test that myself. But that is always a possibility, that where she was standing taking a picture over her shoulder, that part of her hood did happen to get in frame. But people who have looked at the photo said there's no way, and that it is a shadow figure. It was definitely very creepy looking, I will say that, but we haven't had much time to look into it further. What?
That comment. I hear Nova.
Yeah, she's screaming down at the bottom of the stairs, desperately wanting to. The tracer wire does have to be close to the floor. It has to be literally like an inch above the tracer wire for it to set it off. So it's not like if something is up by the ceiling or like shoulder height that it's going to set off the tracer. It has to be like foot level.
It's got to be a foot.
It's got to be a foot. Or someone or something. Could be a hand if a hand is close to the floor.
Trying to. If you guys have any more questions, leave them in the chat.
Should I go get Nova?
Of course.
Would you all be happy to see Nova?
Absolutely. Cindy, also, I saw your question, and the answer to that would be absolutely not.
Let's go.
Here she comes.
There's people that want to see you.
What kind of a noise was that? Oh. There she is. Oh my gosh. Listen to that purr.
Say hi to the people. You have anything to say, Nova? No. She is quite fluffy.
She is very fluffy.
All right. Be gone. Or just go explore. She was mad because I picked her up. She's like, why do you need to hold me right now? I mean, she was happy, but she's like, I came up here to explore. I didn't come up here for you to hold me in front of the camera like a show pony.
She was definitely liking the scritches.
She was. She was conflicted about what exactly she wanted because she was purring. She was happy about it, but then she was also antsy. Isn't that right, Nova?
Should we bring Nova to the meetup? No, I'm just kidding.
We'd have to have a bathtub ready to go at the poor farm in Waynesburg. So she would have peed and pooped and vomited all over herself by the time that drive was over with. She doesn't travel well, guys. She doesn't travel. She is very anxious. She needs to be medicated to be put into the car.
She does. She does not like it.
Where's the other? He's probably asleep, I would have to imagine, this time of day. Gosh, he's probably just sacked out on one of the dining room chairs or on the bed with Miranda, I imagine.
All that boy does is sleep.
He does. Could probably bring him, though. He travels well. He gets mad and starts to like meow, but he doesn't actually have travel anxiety. He just wants to get out of the crate. The travel carrier, so to speak.
Oh man, the travel crate. The travel crate. Is Miss Molly going to be at the meetup? Should we bring Miss? Oh, I guess she is.
Yeah, we wouldn't dare go to the meetup and not bring Miss Molly.
But we are going to be, those people and charge $40 for a photo with Molly.
I still need to find like a chair that we can put Molly in so that she can sit and overlook everyone like a throne almost. Did you see that? It was a ghost. No, it was one of Nova's furs floating through the air.
Oh. I didn't see it. Yeah, maybe Matt has some sort of a desk or a chair we can sit her at. Oh, sorry, Connor. We upcharged you for your photo with Molly.
Sorry. No refunds.
Absolutely no photos at all.
Take as many photos as you want. Photos, videos.
Guys, I'm built off sarcasm, so don't take anything I say seriously. Yeah, you guys, like Ryan just said, take as many photos and videos as you want. Hopefully we have somebody there who can film with us and make it a special event that everybody can be a part of, and have that video probably uploaded to probably this channel, or maybe like Patreon or YouTube members or something like that. And
or we can stick a phone on Connor's head and make it a live stream.
Or we could stick a phone on Connor's head and make it a live stream.
Yeah, like attach a phone to him or someone else and just have them walk around with a live stream on this channel so everyone that couldn't make it can be there.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a lot of fun, I think.
That's right. Yes, everyone. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Answer that question.
Oh. Eventually, we will. So we found out that we have an issue with our thingy, whatever it's called. Yes, that thing.
Zoom podcast P4.
Track. Yes, the Zoom pod track. So we filmed an episode back in November, and I was going to edit it, and every single frame of audio that we did on just everything, it was all out of sync, and it made it an absolute nightmare. And I'm the type of person where I'm just a little bit of a perfectionist, so if it's not right, then it really gets on my nerves. And so I need to get that fixed. We need to get that fixed, updated, or whatever. And even though Ryan did fix the audio for me, it was still the principle of the fact. But yeah, got to get that fixed.
What it is it is dropping. So like every 3 to 5 minutes, it drops time on the audio. So it'll be in sync when you start, when you sync up the audio and video at first. But then after 3 to 5 minutes, there's a drop in audio. And then all of a sudden it's out of sync. And then it happens again 3 to 5 minutes later. And then it happens again 3 to 5 minutes later. And then it happens again 3 to 5 minutes later. So yeah, I had to go into Dave's project, and I went in and I had to find new sync points every 3 to 5 minutes for the entire time that we were filming, and resync everything 3 to 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. And it's just, we can't do that every single time. So I had looked up possible solutions for it. They say possible software update might fix the problem. It's definitely not read-write speed on the card, because we had a fast enough card for read-write. Way faster than what it needed for audio capture. You know, it has a 4K video SD card that was in here.
Or maybe that's the problem. Maybe the memory card's too good, y'all.
Maybe. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Thank you, Leanne. We miss doing all of the events and having everybody, you included, tag along. And maybe one day we'll be able to bring the regular events back. One day, maybe, hopefully. We'll see. Let me see here. A Cancerian perfectionist. That's right. That would be me. Is that a thing?
I don't think I think Cancerian is like Zodiac, isn't it? I'm not sure.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Is that your Zodiac sign?
Yes.
Oh. See, I know nothing about any of that. I don't know which sign is which month.
I don't know anything about it other than I'm a Cancer.
Yeah, I just know a little bit about what Miranda tells me here and there, and she tells me that I'm a Capricorn, 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 whatever that means.
I think that means you're a Capricorn.
It means I need to have something to work on constantly to stay sane, apparently, which is true.
Yeah.
You do have an accent, Connor. Come on, man. It's just not the same accent. Everyone has an accent.
Connor, you definitely have an accent. You said something earlier, and I was like, wow, that's very Midwest. But I forget what it was that you said now. I can't remember, which I know is a shocker.
Whatever you're banging on your desk is so loud.
Oh, sorry. That's the... I'm fidgeting. Sorry. I'll stop.
You can fidget, just back away from the desk and microphone. You want to join Connor? Does everyone want to hear Connor's accent?
Connor. My name's Connor. Hi everybody, this is Connor from Paranormal Encounters.
That is not what he sounds like.
What's in that box? What's in that box over there?
If anyone else would like to join too.
Yeah, let's get everybody in this chat on here. We need Beardo, we need Allison and Cag, we need Connor, we need everybody that's watching. I know that wasn't nearly everybody, but
I'm going to go ahead and send this just in case. I'm going to send you a link if you want to join Beardo, if you have the time or the ability or the want or need. You don't have to.
Beardo's too cool for us.
I'm just going to send you the link just in case people wanted to see Beardo on here.
Not eving close, Dave.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. Are you talking about the Conjuring House, says Amy? No. Conjuring House is...
I'll say we can.
Well, we can. I'll say this. The Conjuring House has ruined themselves. Not to say the house is ruined, but the entity of the Conjuring House has been ruined.
Yeah, which is a shame because I remember back when the Conjuring House was run by... I did send you an invite, Connor, in your email. Sorry,
It closed down?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, they lost their business license or something.
Not to be mean, but good. Like, just well, let me rephrase that. The wrong person was running that place. It's a fantastic place, but the wrong person was running it.
Yes. Yes, it was. The house itself is such a cool historical old home, and anyone that visits there can definitely appreciate the amount of history that house has, and the energy that it has, paranormal activity that it has. But when you get the wrong person running something and does it irresponsibly, then it kind of ruins it.
It does. Yes, it does.
Ooh. Did he really, Crow?
Huh?
I mean, I can send it to him. I need to figure out how in the heck to... Oh, I know how to do that. Hold on. I'm going to send this to someone. Connor, did you not get the link? I sent you an email. It says I sent you the email.
He's probably getting set up.
Oh, okay.
Because he hasn't said anything since then.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Crystal, that's very much me. I don't really have a filter. But like obviously, like if you're doing something stupid, publicly. Like, it's a public thing that you're stupidly doing, so I'm going to talk about it because you were stupid enough to make it public. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about Crystal, you guys. I'm talking about the Conjuring House. If you do stupid things, you win stupid prizes. Put it that way. Welcome in, Patricia. But yeah, just to make that clear, I was not calling Crystal stupid.
Oh, there's Connor.
Hello.
Okay, I did send the link to Seg just in case.
Okay.
He wanted to come on here.
Seg?
Yeah, Seg.
Seg? I sent that to Seg.
So I didn't know that this doesn't work on Safari,
Oh, snap.
so I had to download Chrome. So hopefully you guys can hear me well.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
And Beardo's here as well. Hello, Beardo.
Oh, Beardo.
Now who's too cool, huh?
I will eat my words on that one.
Beardo, I hope you know I commented on your live on the comment section, but I don't know why my comment never showed up. But thank you for not tearing me apart when you live watched me. I was like, oh my God, because I saw the comments that was on there. I saw that in the copyright thing. I was like, wait a minute, Beardo watched me, and I watched it. I was like, oh my God, what did I do?
Nothing. Somebody suggested you to me, but I was doing live debunkings, and everything I watched was just so bad that I couldn't get through it. And I put you on. I was like, hey, this guy's B-roll is like really good and cinematic looking.
Thank
hey,
you.
This guy's debunking stuff.
Yeah.
I can't have fun with this. Get off.
Well, I appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah, that's why we've been working with Connor since 2019, and it's been we've consistently collaborated with Connor more than any other channel besides Allison and CAG, because we started collaborating with them too, but it's more periodic because they're so far away from us. But Connor, we know how honest he is, and he's amazing at video work. If we need an extra cameraman, we're like, Connor, we need you. So
I appreciate it, boys.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I enjoyed it, and I've watched a few more of his as well. And yeah, it's nice to watch more than one American channel.
Well, thank you. I wish there was more channels on YouTube that didn't fake stuff.
Yeah, I wish there was more that I could enjoy, because there's very, very few American channels. I find everything. I'm not going to say anything that's going to get him into trouble, but everything's a bit too over the top, and everyone's a bit too like everything is a demon, and I'm like, oh, come on, really? And then to watch other teams like yourselves, I mean, there was a debunk I did on another channel, and I know exactly what is triggering that REM pod, and so do they, and it's because Paranormal Quest showed us how that was done, because they're in a thunderstorm and said, we can't use the REM pods because they're triggering from the rumbles of thunder. There you go. There's a rumble. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Mm-hmm. And that's a debunk that none of us had even considered for some bizarre reason. Of course, it's going to interfere, but without you guys have putting that video out and being honest, then I wouldn't have known, and I wouldn't have had that debunk, and then the absolute carnage that ensued, because he was like, no, it wasn't. It was a ghost. You're picking on me.
Yeah, it's actually really shocking at first, especially if you don't know that there's a storm rolling in. The first time that happened to us, we're like, oh shit, every REM pod in the room is going off, and then you hear the thunder and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's we love thunderstorms. It's fun to investigate in a thunderstorm, but it's just a matter of fact, you got to put some of the equipment away. EMF, REM pods, pretty much everything that isn't audio, video, or anything electrically related, you got to just throw it away, put it up, throw it back in the bag. Garage opener sets off. Yeah.
My Nissan car keys set off the black and red REM pods, so the puck style, the taller puck devices. There's certain brands of them. My Nissan car keys set off, but other brands don't. Other car keys don't.
Yeah, I tested that on one of our investigations. My Toyota car keys do not set off the REM pods that we have, because I stood right next to it and did that, because I thought that's what it might have been, and I was like, no, that's not it. So, but
it's weird how some do and some don't. I wonder what the difference is.
I don't know, because when I asked Kenny Biddle about it, because if I can't work something out, I'll normally ask Kenny Biddle, And Kenny was like, "There's no reason why Nissan will set it off, and then other cars don't. Normally, it's all the same parts inside, and it's puzzled him as to why just my Nissan car keys are setting off REM pods and others don't."
Could be something with the signal of how it sends to the car with the newer cars. Some cars have different security systems that they have in them, so they may set them off more with the more advanced technology that they put into the vehicles and stuff. They have different signals they send off.
Or Ghost was messing with me. It's like, I'll teach you.
I mean, if you're driving a Tesla, it detects ghosts, so I heard. So
Yeah, maybe your car keys are haunted, Beardo. That's what it is. There's a ghost living in your car keys.
Connor, that was our video for next week.
Yeah, how dare you?
I'm sorry. I always ruin everything.
We're not cool enough to be able to get a Tesla, though.
We'll take the Tesla back.
Yeah. Take it back to the rental car place, Dave. We can't do it now.
I know. We
ruined.
However, will we copy the next person?
Oh no! What are you gonna do? So what's new in your what's new in your life, Beardo? Anything exciting?
I have just been approached by an events company. They've got a lot of places in the UK that I can't afford. I mean, you guys will know the score with buildings and prices, and it's getting the more popular paranormal gets, the higher the prices are. And this company have given me sort of 7 dates across places that I can't afford to go, and said when we're doing our events, you can go into one end of the building while we're
wait, you just froze.
What?
Oh, I gotta get a screenshot of this.
Who did?
Ah, snap.
That was wild. You were just like,
oh, I got half of it.
When you did this, you froze. You said, while they're in one end of the building, I can go.
Oh,
you literally froze.
And then you froze. Whoa.
It's like a thriller music video.
Look who it is.
Uh-oh.
Guys, wait a second.
Yeah, I say, can you hear us?
Hold up, guys. Might not have been a good idea.
Why can you not hear us?
Yeah, but I'm in my car, and
We couldn't tell.
I should be able to hear you, but I can't. So let me just sort this out before.
If he can't hear us, how did he know I asked him how did he know
Why
you
not?
asked him
I
that?
can't hear you off my car.
Oh.
You just debunked Seg.
So I guess this will. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes. We can, yes. And we can hear your turn signal. What direction are you turning? Your indicator. What direction are you about to turn?
I've stopped on the side of the road, so it's my hazards, actually.
Oh.
He's taking this seriously.
If there's too much background noise, I'll just hop off. But I thought Crow was like saying you're having people on, and I was like, you know what? I'm just driving home. I thought I'd come on and say hi.
Absolutely, yeah. You're welcome to come on anytime, even if you are in the car causing a hazard for other drivers.
It's Mad Max out here, guys.
This is very
so much better in here right now. Jesus, Seg.
It is a bit loud.
Okay, you know what, guys? It's probably best I hop off. I don't want to ruin it for everyone. I'll just come and say hi, and glad you guys like the video, and I'll stop disrupting your live stream now.
And next time when you're not in the car, feel free to jump on if we're live. We can send you the link and everything.
Good.
All right.
Bye, guys. I'll catch you later.
Catch you later. Be safe.
Bye.
Whew. Wow, my ears are bleeding.
I felt like I was in the tunnel there for a second.
Man. So now that we have two guests on here, does anyone have any questions for either Connor or Beardo? Anything that you want to know?
No.
Don't be shy.
Ask him if he checks for spiders before getting in the car. Oh, he's already gone. Does he check for spiders?
I assume so, because he doesn't deal with them very well.
Oh,
sounds like me and Dave.
Yeah, sounds like Dave and Connor, they hate spiders. When we did our Halloween special investigation in
Oh my god.
Belle Plaine, Iowa, there was a house that the murder house, and he said, the owner said, feel free to go down to the basement. And what he didn't tell us was it was literally just crisscrossing spider webs the whole way through.
Infested with spiders.
Yeah, like not Australia level spiders, but spiders that were, about as large as the tip of your finger, with legs coming off of them.
Oh, God.
And we made it back out, and I took a picture of the spider on my phone. I don't know if I'll be able to find it or not, but I showed the picture to Dave, and it didn't make the cut of the video, but I showed the picture to Dave, and this is in the middle of the night, and he screamed so loud it echoed through the neighborhood. And then he ran off down the road like, why did I do that?
It was disgusting.
If only people saw the stuff that we have to go through for Ryan.
I was like, well, the neighbors are awake now.
Yeah. It's although it's better than standing out in front of the house talking about having relations with your brother. Yeah. Like some channels do.
My gosh.
Oh my god. Took me a second to see. Took me a second. Ew, yeah.
I wouldn't want that on me, no.
Is that the one that was on the stairs?
Yeah, that was in the tunnel web.
Yeah, he ceases to tell us that until we actually go up the stairs and like, oh, by the way, there's this big spider on the stairs. He just walked over.
Oh
yeah.
What can you do?
Not go in the basement again.
That's right, Michelle. That's right. Yeah, that's I don't know if I should open my mouth about that, but that's another thing I'd love to see the debunkers do a video about. But
well, spiders, no thanks.
Yeah. Well, there's some exciting stuff coming soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to tell Beardo about that? Get him prefaced in it?
I asked him what phone service he has. He won't be able to try it out.
Oh.
Not until summer.
Not until summer. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is it?
There is a secret project I started working on. I dubbed Project Phantom. It is going to be something that is missing in the paranormal field right now that is heavily needed.
Common sense.
Huh?
Common sense.
Common sense, yes.
Yeah,
Well, this will give some people common sense, I guess. But it's something I've been really excited on, and as a solo investigator, something that's seriously needed for all solo investigators in the paranormal field. And don't want to give too much away because I literally just finished it today officially while you guys were live, Brian and Dave. And I'm going to submit it for approval. And if it gets approved, it will be out. But I will be announcing it first, what it does. And it's, like I said, I just don't want to say it because it's so exciting to say it. But I've been working on it, and I did something beyond my intelligence I thought I could even do. So I'll just put it that way.
Oh, nice.
I mean, we used it in that live stream, so we could give him a little bit of a description of what it is.
Yeah, you could.
If you're okay with it.
I'm okay with it. Actually, I don't even care, to be honest with you. Like, it's going to come out anyway, so I'm going to announce to the Patreon member. Just go ahead and say
Okay. So basically, Connor's been working on this app that it doesn't use any part of the phone to communicate, but what it does is it has questions programmed into it. It's like for him when he's solo, or for us when we do our abandonment, we can leave it behind and it'll ask questions like at random times, and it'll, it has actual realistic voices that sound human rather than the robotic voices that come out of apps, so he was able to create a question asking app that is not detecting ghosts, but it's asking questions for communication.
Yeah, so like when you do the stuff when you leave your cameras in properties, and then you can leave a phone there asking questions and stuff.
Yes.
Or especially when you're on your own, yeah.
There's more to it, yeah.
But that's the basics.
Mm-hmm. There's more to it, but the functionality of it, I wanted to make an app. Whenever somebody says paranormal apps, they're just like, okay, like, like it listens to microphones, the apps are garbage, like whatever, we've all used GhostTube in our episodes and previous stuff, and that's before the things started getting more of a bad name for them for the rep for, use a microphone and voice recognition and then answering questions and not making it so legitimate for investigations and stuff like that. So I wanted to keep recording period out of it. It doesn't use anything on microphone. When you first open it, it will tell you exactly how it works and what all it gives you.
That sounds cool. I mean, a lot of the thing with apps isn't really. Some of the app developers are a bit dodgy. Like there was one app, I can't remember which one it was, but it asked for access to your photos and videos, and I was like, that is dangerous. How many people have got photos of the driver's license or identification because they don't want to carry it with them, so they've got photos of it? Why do you need access to that? But when people use, for example, GhostTube, and it's like, it's not scientific proof, but you know, the night has been very flat, so we're just going to put it on, see if something happens, but it's not proof for the paranormal. I won't use it, but I don't have as much of an issue. It's when it's like, the app said demon run. I'm just like, oh my God, really?
Right.
Because the people that created that app don't behave the same way. So, you know, take a leaf out of the
Exactly.
book of the creators, who are the only ones that have ever reached out to me and said, this is how the app works. Do you want the code in? And I'm like, I can't read code, but I know someone that does, and they shared it with him.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing about the app, that because Connor didn't want to create an app that's already out there, and that's the thing that he most, I think, was excited about, because there's so many apps out there that use the device's internal sensors and things to and then generate words that are supposedly messages from spirits. And he didn't want to do that because it's like, which I don't want to speak for him, but I know the conversations with him that I've had, it's like he wanted to do something different that would be a tool that hasn't really been put out there as far as an app goes, you know. So
yeah, to have somebody make a digital tool to help in investigating as opposed to giving you false positives is amazing. Fair play to you. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. I really can't wait to tell everybody the entire description of what it does. We're just going to be doing some testing, ParanormalQuest and I. That's why I asked you, Beardo, if you had an iPhone or an Android, because right now I can tell this information. It's only going to be out for iOS devices, iPads, and iPhones for right now. And then I have to recode everything to make work on Android phones, and that won't be out probably until summer. But it'll be out for iPhone and all that stuff like that probably in the next couple of weeks, honestly. I just got to wait for Apple to approve it. But I need to make sure I can't let me and Ryan use it yet until it gets approved, and then we can start actually showing people what it does, and then make the announcement on it.
Nice. And at the end of the day, it's a brand new app. So as you learn the faults of it, you can update it, or hopefully it doesn't have any faults and it works exactly as you want. But with you creating it, you're not relying on what somebody's telling you is inside it. You know what's in there. That's cool. I like that.
I build it on a need. It's not what Ryan and David are talking about. Is why I didn't build it because of what Ryan and David are talking about leaving it when they're in abandonment. That was another feature I decided to add into it because they inspired me to do that feature, because it has two different functions of it. It has one, for their abandonment, and then there's another function on there, which that one has never been done by any single person, including anybody who has ever built an app, and it's for solo investigators more so. Because there is a lot of solo investigators. There's getting to be a lot more out there now, and it's a little hard to do things when you're by yourself. So this will be like their little companion, so to speak, And yeah.
Do you do abandons when you're solo?
I try not to, because that's not
Right.
what I built and made of my show. That's more of Ryan and David's abandonment thing. So like, when I do it, it'd be once in a while, and I'd call them isolations, just because some people and some channels call theirs abandonment and they don't give ParanormalQuest credit. So I don't do that. And that's why I left that specifically out of the app. It won't be called abandonment. It'd be called isolation, is what
But
that's.
my question was more about a safety thing with you being solo. If you're going into an abandoned, because obviously Ryan's had it and I've had it. Ryan fell through a floor. His one leg went. I thought he broke it. And about 2 weeks after I watched it, my right leg, somebody had stolen a drain lid from this care home, and my leg just went straight down. And if I hadn't have been with someone that caught me, I would have had one leg below floor level, and my left leg still would have been up. So I would have broke one or the other.
Ooh.
It's always a thing I worry about when people are soloing, because if I had broke my leg, I wouldn't have been able to get out because it was abandoned and fenced, and I shouldn't have gone in there, but
I mean, it'd make a good video if I broke my leg, fall through a floor, you know?
Gosh,
If I survive it, but...
yeah. I mean, if
Whoever
you get
you
really
called,
angry
yeah.
Irish people threatening you, that does well.
Yeah. That also, yeah, dramas makes the video. It doesn't have to be paranormal drama. It can be it's funny on our upcoming episode that we're going to release next week. There's going to be some fun drama that isn't even paranormal related that I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but Dave's looking around like he doesn't remember, which is not surprising.
I don't remember.
I don't want to give anything away, but let's just say that there's a moment, which I told Connor about it. He knows what I'm talking about. So, but anyway, there's a moment. It's not paranormal. Anyway, long story short, I'm in a predicament and I'm lost and I don't know where to go, and I'm by myself.
Now I remember.
So anyway, but yeah, that's definitely true, and that's, believe it or not, Beardo, that's not the first time that's happened to me when I fell through the floor. That one time,
It was the way you fell. Me and my wife were watching. We were both like, "Oh, he's broke that. He's broke that," and then you just walked off. It's like,
But
yeah,
hey, the
fair,
coolest
like-
thing ever was the ghost tube responses. Are you okay? Or whatever the heck it said. It literally acted like it was concerned. So that was actually kind of cool.
yeah, that was creepy. Yeah, it's like, be careful. As soon as I fell through the floor, it tells me to be careful. It's like, oh yeah, a little late for that. But you know, if you would have said that 3 minutes ago, or like 30 seconds ago, I probably would have be in much better shape. Luckily, I didn't break my leg. I do believe, which I didn't go to the doctor, but I do believe I fractured my toe because the leg that I fell onto, because the other one went straight down through. I threaded the needle, as I said. I went right through that hole. None of the parts of my left leg touched that hole except for my upper thigh when I hit. But my toe that was underneath of me like bent in all sorts of directions, and that kind of hurt. And we cut the investigation short after that session. I was in quite a bit of pain, but I did fall. There was one time I got lucky. This was before we ever filmed our investigations. We were doing an investigation of the Bel Air house. Do you remember this, Dave? This was like 2010 or something like that, 2009, 2010. And October of 2009, actually, they started investigating at the Bel Air house and I had to work. So I came over later, and nobody told me that the house at that point didn't have any of the register vents over where the ductwork would be for the HVAC heating and cooling. So where the actual register vents would be was just open holes in the floor. And they had ordered pizza. And they said, "Would you like a piece of pizza, Ryan?" And I said, "Of course I'd like a piece of pizza." So I go over to get a piece of pizza. No one told me that the pizza box was set on the shelf, and right in front of that shelf was an open hole in the floor that leads to the basement. And I stepped right in it. And if those shelves would not have been there and I hadn't have been able to catch myself on the shelves when I started to go down, that would have been really bad.
It was like catching a wild animal.
That's right.
Oh my God.
They had it booby trapped.
I guess the good thing is that most of the places that I know Connor and we go to aren't necessarily abandoned. So
they're not run down. They're at least well kept. You know, I mean, I go to places that you have to pay for and that they're owned. They're not like they're like some mill down the street that no one's been into for 40 years. You know what I mean? Type of thing. Like I try to think about what I'm doing and what I'm going.
Yeah, I've been put off abandons after I had a few close calls, and I'm like, oh, is it worth it? But then I see why people do them, the price of places and the restrictions that are being put on people now as well, like people vetting videos and telling people they're not allowed to put certain videos out. I mean, I understand it if you're going to go into a location and lie about the location and they're not happy about it. I understand that. If they're trying to sell it as a, this location is a paranormal investigation, bring your family, and then somebody's going, there's a dangerous demon in there that scratched me, and that, I understand them saying, you're not putting that out, it'll damage our business. I get that. But like the thing with the Conjuring house, because I was supposed to have gone there, and then when I got sent what you can and can't do, I was like, I'm not going there. Especially when I turn up and she's like, you're that guy. You ain't coming in here. Can you imagine paying, I can't even remember how much the flights would have been, then the cost of it on top, then paying as a content creator on top to be told no, or you're not allowed in. It'd be devastating. You just sat outside the cold like that. They left egging.
They did. Oh god, yeah, that would have been tragic to travel all that way and then get turned away at the door. That's right, CAG. We're still going. We might not be going for much longer. It's getting pretty not late, but I got stuff I got to get done tonight. So maybe another 10, 15 minutes before I got to go. At least you're all are welcome to stay on here and chat with each other if you want to. But
10 minutes would be ideal for me because I'm old and it's up 11 nearly.
Shoo. Yeah, that is. It's getting late for you over there for sure.
You don't get all this white on your head and be able to stay up till 1 a.m.
Oh my god.
Dave's almost there with you. He always talks whenever we go on investigations. You always talk about how you're like, we got to be done as early as possible, preferably, because I can't stay awake.
We went to Randolph County Infirmary. It was 10 o'clock. Barely even got started. You're like, I'm already ready to be done. I'm like, damn, we haven't even started filming.
Yeah, I'm getting close to the big 4-0. So the closer you get there, the more you get tired like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I wish I was approaching the big 4-0, not past it.
Yeah. I don't have anything to say to that.
Best you don't, or there'll be another video next week and you won't be laughing.
Grandpa Beardo.
Oh my
That's
god.
you, Scrooge.
Connor just ruined his chances. Oh my gosh. I will
Just
say,
imagine in summertime. Have you seen this new app, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh my god. I'll be on this video there for like a 3-hour rant about me. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
CAG, I've learned that the big 6-0 is very, 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 very young.
That's right.
I was reminded by you and Allison that 60 is very, 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 very young. And
I mean, you're younger than my dad, if that makes you feel better.
With how much CAG and Allison drive around nonstop filming, like investigating how many times that they do it in a week, how many places they go to, they're not at their age. Like, at all. I'm sorry.
They certainly don't act it.
How you act.
Yeah. Yeah, they have so much energy. Did we tell you that story? What Dave was referencing there, Beardo? What Dave said to Allison?
Did you just say they have energy? I watched Allison fall asleep, stood up. It was magical to see.
Well, they have energy until they start investigating, and then they fall asleep. But
sorry, what was the story?
When we went to Waverly Hills with Allison and CAG, we were waiting for time to go over to Waverly at the Airbnb, and we were talking about someone that we knew that we thought was a lot younger than what they were, until we actually got on like a video call with them, and they just happened to be a little bit older. And Dave said to Allison and CAG, he said, yeah, she was like extremely elderly. She was like 60 years old. And meanwhile, here's Allison sitting here. Allison's 61 at that point. CAG's almost 60. And I was like, damn, Dave. Extremely elderly.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I learned my lesson real quick after that.
Yeah, after that, they'll be taking you all the spider places in Australia.
Yes. Yeah.
That's where that curse started.
Yeah.
Probably.
They
Yeah.
cursed you.
Added to the curse.
I'm sorry, CAG. Extremely elderly. That's right.
Oh my god.
Extremely elderly at 60. Sad thing is, we're all approaching it. We're closer to our 60s than we are our 20s. Well, I'm closer to my 60s than my 20s. That's a horrible thought.
Yeah.
But you're only as young as you feel.
I mean, yeah, like
only as young as you act.
I shout at people online all day, play computer games online, sat in a room full of toys. So yeah, I'm doing well.
Oh man. And it was funny too, because then we went, I don't know if we did Waverly or did we do Eloise next, and then I wish we would have had video rolling when that happened, when that waiter dumped all those drinks on CAG. Literally dumped the whole tray of drinks onto CAG.
I think we howled laughing for like 10 minutes straight.
Yeah, the employees at the restaurant, the servers, probably thought we were insane because most people would have been livid and mad and made a stink about it. But no, we were just howling laughing.
Oh,
It
And-
doesn't get you any drier though, does it? You can complain all you want. You're not going to dry out from shouting at people. So yeah, I'm the type that laughs at stuff like that because they feel worse. The person that dropped those drinks are going to feel awful.
Yes.
And if you do it in the UK, what happens is the whole pub turns and looks at you and then goes, "Way!" and claps to make everyone feel even worse.
My God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, Cag. Jesus.
I feel sick.
Shoot. Gosh. Well, don't. Oh my gosh. That's right. A little rootin' tootin' Ryan coming out there.
Rootin' tootin' Ryan.
I've been told that at some point in time, I have to delve back into my character and pull Rootin' Tootin' Ryan back out. And I don't know. It was very method. I'm going to have to find it again.
Oh boy.
I can't say who told me that I have to pull out Rootin' Tootin' Ryan, but I'm just saying that here in the next month or so, someone told me I'm going to have to pull out that character and do it.
Absolutely.
Tootin' Ryan. It's got a nice ring to it, that.
It does. Did you see those videos, Beardo?
I did.
Oh my gosh.
I watch a lot more than you're probably aware of. You know what it's like when your channel gets to a certain... You can't comment on everything that you watch. And like if I've got something rendering, like you guys will be up on the monitor up there, and I'm just sort of scanning back and forth, and then I'm like, oh, Dave's fallen over again. Jack's fallen over. Alison's fallen up. Alison's asleep. And I can't comment on everything as much as I'd like to. But like your Coffees and Scream podcast, when you guys are doing that, I really enjoyed that as well. That was so much fun because Viva is like a force of nature.
She is. She is. Yeah, it's when you meet Viva in person for the first time, it's like an experience, you know what I mean? She has such a big personality that a lot of times I always tell people, I was like, I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready to meet Viva. And she will just laugh until your face is sore. Thank you, Kelly. I fell through that's not good to hear. I fell through a floor once. It wasn't the fall so much. If I went through, I would have fallen into a flooded basement, writhing with water moccasins.
Oh my God.
That is like nightmare fuel. That is nightmare fuel.
What are water moccasins?
They're snakes that swim in the water.
Nice.
Only in America. I'm just kidding.
I actually had one of those when I was younger. I was taking a swimming lesson in a lake because in the Boy Scouts, they make you swim in the lake. And I had a water moccasin swim up to my chin as I was doing backstroke. It was like there. It's kind of intimidating when you have a snake swimming towards your face.
They're venomous too.
They are venomous.
We've got one poisonous snake, but I don't know anyone that's ever seen one in their life. Our weather is just like meh. In America, it's like, oh yeah, we've got a storm coming in, and you're watching buildings do this. In the UK, well, we may have lost a tile up there. Oh, my bin's gone, and that's a bad storm for us.
What about spiders?
We don't have anything venomous. We have the last 10 years we've had false widows, so I don't think they can kill you, but it'll leave a nasty bite on you. But yeah, we don't have poisonous spiders. One type of snake called an adder, but I've never encountered one in all of the times I've lived in the UK. I've never known anyone be bitten by one.
I know where we're moving next, Ryan.
What about me?
Yeah, you can come along.
Oh, well, on third wheel.
That's right. Yeah, we're choosing our living destination based on where is Dave least likely to encounter a spider or snake.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, we took off from Chicago, landed in Kansas City, and you guys are still alive. We are not for very much longer, though. We are going to have to be done and over with here in the next 2 minutes. So, does anyone have any other? That's
dedicated.
Right.
Glad you had a safe flight, though. Who's sneezing?
That'd be my cat.
I was gonna say someone's sneezing.
Yeah, my cat, my asthma cat over there is sneezing.
Asthma cat.
No, he has asthma. Gonna make fun of his condition.
Thank you so much, Pinky.
Pinky, thank you very much.
But they have cave crickets in the UK.
Oh.
They're like this big. Yeah. I've watched so many American videos and I'm like, what's that sound? And then I realize it's crickets and I'm like, you don't hear that in the UK. Not the levels you guys get.
It's nature demons, you know.
We get cicadas too, which are terrifying.
Your cat is possessed.
I'm so sorry. He's just over there. It's like he just decides to go over there and start sneezing up a storm while I'm over here on live, and I'm like, Clipsy, can you just wait?
There, we've got a possession.
Yeah, I know.
So, well, guys, I mean, I'm probably gonna have to jump off of here. You all can stay on if you would like. I gotta go call some family members that tried to call me. It's funny that like all day my family doesn't call me, and then it's like they have a sixth sense that when I go live, they're like, now is the time to call.
My mum does it. My mum does it all. I'm like, right, these are the days that I stream. Don't come to the house because the door's the other side of the house and I can't hear it. And I'm not just going to get off the stream and go and like let you in. She rang me one day. She's like, I'm outside. I'm like, I'm live and everyone can hear it. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, but I've told you this is my job. You don't turn up to my when I had real jobs. You didn't turn up there, so no. My dad's messaged me about an hour later and he just lol. I didn't even know my dad how to write lol, but he found it hilarious because she'd obviously rung him like, you wouldn't believe what he's done.
Oh my God.
So funny. Yeah, Connor has that sixth sense too. He always knows when is like the worst possible time to call me. I always have to red button him because it's like
that's the term it is now. I always red button to me, huh?
Yeah, when you decline the call because you
I know what that means. I know. Trust me. On the other end of the phone call, I know what it means.
It means that I'm busy doing something where I can't answer the phone. But yeah, it's like I could be free for hours, like sitting here editing. I don't mind to answer the phone when I'm editing, but the minute I do something where I'm not going to talk on the phone where I'm doing it, it's like ring ring. Here's Connor. It's like
I know, Brian. What you're doing?
It's right.
I know you're in the middle of a movie at the movie theater, but what's going on?
That's right.
It could
Not
be
really.
worse. I'll just leave that there.
Could be very much worse. Gosh,
you don't want him to answer then.
No, for sure not.
Be 30 seconds and I'm with you.
Gosh,
God.
30 seconds. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much, everyone, for joining into this live stream. We want to thank, of course, Seg for the wonderful video and for coming on and making our ears bleed when he joined us. Not only for making the video, making us laugh, but making our ears bleed when he joined us for the live stream. And we also want to thank Beardo for coming on and hanging out with us for a little bit. Go subscribe to Beardo if you get as soon as this is done, head over to Beardo Gets Scared and subscribe to his channel. And of course, Connor, subscribe to Paranormal Encounters. And guys, have any parting words?
Thank you so much for watching us and listening to my cat sneeze.
Thank you for finally getting me on because I let you guys down twice. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's okay. Better late than never, as they always say.
Yeah.
Any final words, Dave?
Not that's not going to get me in trouble, so no.
Fair
I
enough.
like trouble. Go for it.
I've ran my mouth long enough on this one.
All right, everyone. Talk to you later. Have a great evening, afternoon, morning, wherever it is, or wherever you are, whatever time of day it is.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.